Welcome to At the Table,
where we are connecting entrepreneurs, discovering missions, and building communities with purpose, body, soul, mind, and business with
Charlie
and Heather.
with Women in Leadership. Welcome back to At the Table with Women in Leadership. I'm Charlie.
And I'm Heather. And together we are working to connect women in leadership. And we have an amazing guest for you today. She is a local entrepreneur. She helps women feel beautiful as they are on the inside, on the outside. So when they look in the mirror, they can see how beautiful they already are.
She is an amazing permanent makeup artist, and I have seen some of her amazing art on some very beautiful faces that I get to see on a regular basis. So welcome to the table, Molly. It's so great to have you.
Well, thank you for inviting me. This has been an honor and a pleasure to meet the two of you, and working with you is a delight. So yeah, I'm just thrilled to be here.
Yay.
So why don't you take just a couple of minutes and introduce yourself and your business and how people might get in contact with you.
Okay. I have been a makeup artist for over 40 years. 9 years ago, I shifted gears from owning a cosmetic company to doing permanent cosmetics. I absolutely adore spending time with women to find out who they are, what their life is like, their kids, their lifestyle. And in the bonus of that, I get to give them beautiful eyebrows or eyeliner or lips or scalp micropigmentation and sometimes anti-aging Procel. It's a real charge for me to be able to watch women that don't have any eyebrows or very little. Sometimes they draw them on, sometimes they don't. And then when they get them and they look in the mirror going, oh, there's my face. That's what I used to look like. I just, that's just a kick for me. And it never gets old. It never gets old. I've done over probably 4,000 procedures now, and it never gets old. And it simplifies people's lives, if somebody doesn't have any eyebrows and they go to jump in the lake and, they have no eyebrows left, they come back. And I can't tell you how many times people have come to me and say, I got out of the lake and it was still there. It was awesome. I went on vacation. It was still there. I feel made up. The eyeliner, the lips, the same thing. It's, no lipstick thing on the mug, so, I just really get a kick out of helping women. I really do. I just love women. I love who they are, what they are, how they've accomplished, what they've gone through to get who they are, and being able to bless them.
I love it because I love seeing like the before and after pictures, and I can just imagine what it feels like to look in the mirror and go, I have like no color in my face. My lips are just like matching my skin tone. And then all of a sudden they just have a very natural, beautiful color to them.
Yeah.
And they don't have to do anything, or they don't have to take their hand that is now shaky and try to figure it out. Like, it's really cool. I've heard of stories where husbands have learned how to put makeup on the wives. Well, not all of us have a husband that could do that for us, right? Or would do that for us, right? So this is like such a gift to ourselves.
Yep.
Like to get done. So
the biggest thing people say to me is, why did I wait so long?
It's giving back these women their beauty, their youthfulness, and their time.
Yep.
Because they wake up in the morning, wash and go, right? Everybody loves a good wash and go, right? And out the door. Because especially when my kids were little, if I had access to permanent makeup especially when they were little, it would be done. Like, I wouldn't have to worry about it. I
can just imagine like having the eyeliner on already, like when the kids are little and you like wake up and you're just like not awake and you look in the mirror and you look gorgeous. Like, I already look gorgeous. What is happening?
I had a story. A pastor's wife had gotten her eyeliner done, and she told me later, she's so funny, and she told me later, she says, she goes, we were on a retreat and I was getting up 6 o'clock in the morning, making the coffee, and one of the ladies comes out, takes a look at me and goes back in, puts her makeup on. She goes, she didn't tell her. She goes, I wasn't going to tell her. And so by the third morning, she says, lady comes in and goes, goes back. She goes, wait, this is permanent. She goes, I don't do anything. And the lady, I said, you waited 3 days to tell her? She goes, yeah, it's kind of funny.
I love that.
It's
But,
fabulous.
and I love that you can see the results of this, eyebrows or eyeliner, even if you wear glasses, like the three of us do. If you're
Right.
listening, we're all three wearing glasses.
Yep.
And it's really hard for me to see without my glasses to even do my makeup. When I do my makeup, my oldest does my makeup.
Our
most
noses
of the
are to the
time.
mirror.
Yeah.
Like, can't see.
I can't see my face without my glasses. So for me, getting permanent makeup, it's I don't know, it makes sense. I'm not always going to have my teenager around to do my makeup.
Right.
I'm not always going to have somebody around to do that for me, but I want to look presentable on camera to the world at large, to my clients and things like that, in a way that is simple.
And the key that I always tell the people, I said, my goal is always that no one knows it's done. That's always my goal, is that it looks natural enough that it doesn't look like it's tattooed on. There's a lot of cookie cutter eyebrows out there, a lot of cookie cutter, the wings. I don't do the fads. I do what's going to look natural for you. I don't go crazy, because you can always add makeup when you want your crazy days. If you want something, a big splash, and you want wings and you want, bolder, you can add that. But for the everyday woman to be able to go out, go to the grocery store, throw some lipstick on, I can most of the time just throw some cheek color and lipstick on and I'm good to go. And I've had mine done probably now for over 15, 20, probably 20 years now. Eyeliner was the first thing I got done, and then brows was the second, and then lips was the third. But it's something that I have a lot of people that do, they'll do eyeliner and brows together, and then they'll sit in my chair going, and what about lips? What can I do with my lips? And it's just really funny to watch the process, because it's like, and I don't have any other tattoos except what's on my face, but, people have told me is once you get one tattoo, you want another one, and I think it's the same thing with permanent cosmetics. And so it's just easier just to start. There you go. Yeah, I know.
Charlie,
there you go.
Show us her arm.
Yeah, but you started and then you just kept going. And I think it's the same thing. So with permanent cosmetics, it's cheaper and faster just to do it all at the same time. So if you're going to do one, do it all.
Right. And to think about the time and money that you invest in your daily makeup routine.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
And then simplifying it and cutting the cost down. Because you could easily spend just as much on eyeliner a year as it does for Molly to do your eye.
And then, like,
more
how many
sanitary,
times
too.
did you try different eyeliners?
Oh, yeah.
Throwing away money, right? Like,
well, and it's just more sanitary. A lot of eye doctors will sit there. In fact, I have a client right now who's in the hospital for cancer chemo, and her daughter got back to me, and she goes, and the doctor, she has something wrong with her eyes, and the doctor's checking out her eyes and going, you do a really good job on your makeup. And she goes, oh, that's tattooed on, and the doctors are, I'm hearing this from different doctors is that it's more sanitary, because if you're doing pencil or eyeliner or whatever, that can get bacteria in it. And so if you've got permanent eyeliner on, you don't have to mess with any of that, because I have a total sterile, condition. Everything is single needle use, and then it's tossed. The pigments all, certified. I buy everything USA. So everything is done with the safety of the client in mind. And I've told you guys, in the state of Washington, there's no laws saying you have to be trained to do this, which is very scary. I have a lot of women come to me that I do a lot of corrective work on. You can pay $250 and get a license and go. So YouTube training, it's really scary. So, I pride myself in going every 6 months for a new training. I'm always up in my game, always, getting advanced training on what to do here, what to do there. I've been a board member for the Society of Permanent Cosmetics Professionals for the last 5 years, and just finished my 5th term last October. So I've met permanent makeup artists all over the world and be able to tap into their knowledge and questions and become friends with these people. So it's kind of rare in this industry that you have someone that's really fully trained. And so when you're looking at your face, you think to yourself going, who do I want to do my face? Somebody who had maybe a 2-day training in a nail salon, or do I want somebody who, you know, has 2 locations, been doing this for 9 years, you know, does over 20 procedures a week, this is all I do.
40 years of experience doing makeup.
40 years of experience doing makeup. I had a lady come in last week, and she had somebody else do her eyeliner, and she didn't like it. And so I'm looking at her, and she's an older woman, and I said, and she wanted wings. She showed me this picture of this 20-year-old girl who had these lovely wings. And I'm like, honey, I'm going to be honest with you. I said, you're not 20. I said, this is not going to work for you. And she goes, but I want bigger wings. And I'm like, all right, so you have to look at your eyes, you know, and you have to look to, all right, how does the overhang of your eye come? If the overhang of the eye comes and it's going to fold that wing over, it's not going to be attractive. And I have to look at that at a 20-year-old woman too when I'm doing her eyeliner. How is she going to grow into that eyeliner? So everybody's different as to what they can do and what they can't do. And so you got to get somebody who knows to ask those questions, you know, to know how the face works.
And if you don't know what a hooded eye is, like you wouldn't even know that you needed to be doing your makeup differently to begin with. So that's like a whole education process that like, because when I discovered I had a hooded eye, I was like, well, that makes sense why everything looks different when I have my eyes closed and I'm doing the thing versus when they're open and you can see what's going on. Like,
exactly.
It makes a difference.
Exactly. I had a lovely, lovely, beautiful Asian young girl come in, and she has a very hooded eye. When she closes her eye, she's got a lot of lid space. As soon as she opens, she loses half of it. So the eyeliner we had to do on her was really thick to be able to get it to show. But you know, you got to be able to know how to work with skin. You got to know if the skin can handle it. Not everybody's skin can handle that. You know, should somebody have microblading? Should somebody have combination or powder? You know, that has a lot to do with skin, has to do with, are you oily skin? Because oily skin doesn't take, you know, pigment really well. It, you know, it fades faster. So when I work with somebody, the first thing I do is, okay, let's give you eyebrows 101. You know, I'm all about educating my clients to know what's good for them, what's not good for them, what's possible, what's not possible. You know, and if they decide to do it, great. If they decide they don't, I'm fine with that too. It's just, I want to make sure that people make educated decisions.
I love that. I love to, I was reading one of your reviews and the gal was really excited because she was a twitcher. And you think about that too, because I know if anyone comes at my eye, I'm going to move. And I loved how she was like, she had it battened down. Like there was no movement necessary. Like she knows what she's doing because she just like, so do you want to tell us a little bit about that process? Because I think that might be a little scary for some people that you're coming at their eyeball.
Right. And when I have people that talk to me about it, the biggest thing people don't know is your eyes are closed the whole time. So when eyeliner is being done, you know, I do a pre-number on the eyes, whether you're doing upper, lower, or just upper, or just lower. I have people do that too. There's a pre-number that goes on. When, and that particular lady you're talking about had gone to somebody else and apparently the lady was, whoever did her was complaining about the fact that she was twitching. This lady didn't twitch at all. She was fine, you know, but I carry on a conversation with my clients the whole time. So I have 4 kids. I've traveled the world. I have lots of stories. So I'll tell them stories and it totally relaxes them. You know, I only had one person say to me, can you talk and do this at the same time? And I'm like, yeah. She goes, please don't. I'm like, okay. And I have it on my notes. Don't talk. So when she comes back in again, she goes, I'm the non-talker. I said, yep, it's in my notes. I know. But with the people who are a little nervous about the eyes, you know, when I'm doing the eyes, I'm literally stretching the eye. So I have total control. And of course, I'm all gloved up, but it's like I have total control of the eye. And as I'm working on you, and if somebody feels a little nervous, and it's one of the reasons I like doing soft tap because it's a hand method rather than a machine, because if people are nervous, it's instantaneous stop. Okay. And they're like, okay, I need to breathe. Okay, no problem. You know, just automatic. Okay. And it's easy to stop and start when you're doing it by hand. When you're doing it by machine, it's like, okay, just be quiet, you know, be still for a moment because I got to go through the whole line, you know. by hand, you don't have to. You really have a lot more leeway of being able to stopping and starting. And, by the time people leave, they're like, oh, that was much easier than I thought it would be. My daughter's mother-in-law had gotten her eyeliner done in Kono, and had a horrible experience. And Kona, in Hawaii. I'm thinking, where am I going? Yeah. Anyway, so she had a horrible experience when she was over there and swore she'd never get it done again. Now, I didn't know any of that. When she came in to get her eyeliner done from me, she told me this. And I said, well, why did you decide to come to me to do this? I mean, granted, I've known her for years. And she said, because all your reviews say it doesn't hurt when you do it. So I said, okay. And so did her. It was easy. She goes, oh my gosh, this was a totally different experience than what I had last time. And I said, so how was it? She goes, it wasn't a massage. She goes, but it was way better than I expected. So, you can have a good experience through all of it. It's just a matter of being able, using the right numbing products, being willing to wait until you really get numb, because that's really the key, making sure you wait long enough. My goal when I do eyeliner is it just feels like you're tugging on your eyelashes by the time I'm working on you.
Nice.
I like that, because that was going to be one of my questions is like, I were to my eyes are sensitive.
Yeah.
Like, I don't like things like in my eyes,
Right.
it might be my glasses have protected my eyes my entire life. So,
shield
that is a concern for me.
Yeah.
Is like, oh, I'm going to have like this tattooing on my eyes and what that might look like. But one of the questions that I have for you is, you mentioned a couple services that you do that maybe people don't know a whole lot about, like micropigmentation, and there's like the
scalp micropigmentation.
Yeah, and then you said something else that sounded like a vitamin.
Procell. The anti-aging.
Yeah.
Procell.
So can you tell us a little bit about
Yep.
those?
So scalp micropigmentation, I started offering a couple of years ago because I deal with a lot of women that have thinning hair. And so I work specifically on women and some men with thinning hair, mostly women though, that may have, like, when the sun hits them, you see a white spot. Right. You see, it's very thin, and generally it's like right around this area. And so scalp micropigmentation is a process of creating very tiny impressions using ink and to create the appearance of hair follicles, so that when people are looking at that, you've now got, it looks like hair follicles rather than scalp. And so, and it's usually a 2 or 3 appointment procedure. The nice thing about that is you can do it like a week away from each other, whereas the other procedures you got to wait a month to get your second appointment. And it really helps to be able to give you back that sense of beauty. It's that sense. I mean, our hair has always been our crowning glory, right? And to be able to lose some of that and not have confidence of being able to go out in the sunlight because it looks bare. One of my clients is a redhead, and she came in, and she always came in with a hat on when she first came in. It was fun by the 4th appointment because she had quite a bit of work to do. She was going out without a hat. She came in without a hat, didn't have to have a hat because she felt confident with it. So that's really fun to be able to do that for people. The Procell, I started doing about 1.5 years ago, but I had been doing research for 4 years prior to that on this company. I've been into skincare. I owned a cosmetic company, Alouette Cosmetics, for 30 years before I sold it and started doing this. And so I know skin. I mean, I know what it does. I'm always about, under promising and over delivering. And so I saw the pictures of the company, but I wanted to see real pictures. So I'd gone down to a training in Texas a couple of years ago, and they had been doing the Procell for 4 years. And I said, show me your pictures. Show me the pictures of your clients. I want to see. And they did. And that sold me. So I started doing it September of 2020. And it's usually a 3, 4, or 6 treatment process, depending on what your skin, what you need. And what it does is it softens out lines and wrinkles. It helps. It's using stem cell serum, and it creates the cytokines, working on the cytokines to soften the skin, make you look younger. I have a lot of women that are dealing with a turkey neck at this point, and they want to get rid of some of that around the mouth. Really helps with that. I do the entire face, and I do the neck. I use red light therapy at the end of it. and they get a hyaluronic acid mask to go home with.
Mm.
And that's a 30-day, increment. And now I have a lot of my clients now that buy the 4 treatment package and maintain. They come every 3 months on that. But that I don't have that on my website. That's just something I offer to my clients and to anybody who wants to be able to back up that aging process. So it's just a really neat program to do for people that want to have a little bit of extra.
I feel like that is right where our demographics are. Is, as we become parents and we age and things like that, that we want to maintain the healthiest and most vital body that we can.
Right.
So this is another piece of things that I didn't previously know about. This is the first time I've heard about this ProCell technology that can help with those things.
Yep. Well, most of the women I work with, nobody wants to get older. Okay. They know it's inevitable. We don't have an option on this, but we want to do it with grace.
Yes.
I'm 66 years old now, and you got to do it with grace, and we don't have to go down, old and baggy. We can look good. There's no reason why we can't. And you do the extra steps to be able to make that happen. And ProCell has really helped out with that.
That's
so
really
awesome.
amazing.
It's
So
been fun.
the last thing we would like to chat with a little bit with you is what's the message from your heart that you want to bring to women in the world and in the workplace?
That it's time for them. 2023, it's all about me, right? And so the message is take care of yourself, do the extra stuff. Yeah, it's a little bit spendy to do it, but it's one of those things that, when you buy an outfit for $500 or shoes or a purse or, a purse, I mean, people spend $500 on a purse all the time. And, yeah, you have it, but does it make you feel good all the time? Does it make you feel good when you look in the mirror? And being able to look in the mirror and say, yeah, that makes a difference. Because once you have it done, there's no one going back on it, because you all of a sudden go, oh my gosh, I didn't know it made that much of a difference. I didn't know having my lips done or my eyeliner done or my brows done. I didn't know it made that much of a difference, or the scalp. Those are kind of some of the things. I teach also, I do fundamental training and teach new people how to do that. But one of the things that I also teach, because I've been in business for 40 years, I am a businesswoman. I teach business of how to run a business, what to do with a business. And I like to be able to encourage young things to grow, and older ones. I don't call us older or mature. We're actually seasoned. We're seasoned.
Absolutely.
Seasoned.
So if we were to come see you, where would we go? What cities are you in?
I have 2 locations. I am up in Smoky Point on Wednesdays and Fridays from 10 till 5. And I am down in Linwood at Salon Zuberance, right by the Michaels, right, Alderwood Mall. I'm there on Mondays from 11 to 5 and Thursdays from 10 to 5. And I'm usually booked out, usually 3, 4, 5 weeks. So if you want to get in quickly. And I can also put you on a waiting list. If I have last minute cancellations, I can pop you in sooner.
That's
so
excellent.
awesome.
That
And
is
of course,
excellent.
we're going to drop all of her contact information below so that you have it.
Molly, thank you for taking the fear out of permanent beauty for us today. I really appreciate that, because, and I don't think that your prices are unreasonable. When you think of getting any tattoo, I'm not going to tell you how much I spend on my sleeve. The pricing, it when you look at any form of tattooing, is
it's very reasonable.
It's very reasonable pricing.
Well, I don't want to overprice myself. I know I pay $1,000 a day for training. When I go in and get trained, I pay $1,000 a day. So it's expensive to maintain the training. So, I feel, you're worth it.
Yes.
That just like, because I know you, and I know that you're taking every precaution. You're using the latest in the sterile techniques. You understand all the pieces and parts because you're not brand new, right? So you really get it.
Yep.
And I think that when you come in to see you, that people understand that, like your presence reminds them that of your experience, and that they're going to be safe.
Yep. And that's, I hear that a lot. I mean, you see that on my reviews too, they just feel safe, professional, and that's, that's what I want to do is I want to give them back. I want to give them back their life, their beauty, their sense of themselves.
Fabulous.
It's so amazing. Thank you so much, Molly, for joining us at the table today and sharing your heart and soul with the community. We can't wait to see what happens.
So real quick, I want to do a couple of announcements. So Charlie is dropping a weekly reading for us on our YouTube channel. And on Wednesdays, I'm doing a live recording of a social media topic with about a half hour of Q&A, live Q&A. So you can register for that on our website.
And the weekly readings are available on our YouTube channel exclusively. And you have to head over to Facebook to sign up and register for the social media training. So we're in a bunch of different places, but we're happy to have everybody with us and to join us. So if you have social media questions, go ahead and check that out.
Yeah.
Anything else?
That's everybody. Yeah.
I think that's everything.
Stay tuned for our cause of the quarter. And again, thank you so much for joining us, Molly.
Thank you so much for inviting me. It's been a delight.
Namaste.
And now networking. We help these young women transition from high school into college. And ours is a unique program because we are helping them each year of college till they get that bachelor's degree or go into their chosen career. And so that mentorship goes on through college and actually after college, because what we have is we have 2 phases in our program. And that first one is getting them through high school to college to their career. And once they're in their career, they're a now member forever with a free membership. And we have mentors in place, business coaches that help them to learn the essential skills to run an effective business. And so the mentoring goes on, the relationship goes on, and I'm sure that they will eventually also be mentors to the new kids coming into our program.
Thank you for joining in on the fun. Be sure to like and subscribe for more.